I do think he's going to operate a tax the rich mindset across the board, and I am concerned about the brain drain that might cause.
Yeah.
David Lammy loses his cool on live TV after Piers Morgan's shocking revelation. You're not going to believe what just happened on live television. Because when David Lammy sat across from Piers Morgan, no one expected the tension to explode this fast. It started as a simple discussion, or at least, that's what it looked like at first. But within minutes, the tone shifted, the smiles faded, and suddenly the whole studio was watching Lammy go from calm to absolutely furious. And what triggered it all? Something Piers Morgan said, or rather, revealed about what Lammy had done just a day earlier. Now, before we dive into that moment, let's set the stage. David Lammy, one of the most polarizing figures in the Labour government, has never shied away from confrontation. He's fiery, unapologetic, and always ready to defend his corner. But this time, he met his match. Because Piers Morgan, known for poking where it hurts most, had done his homework. And yesterday, he hinted that Lammy's private meeting with a group of party donors had raised more questions than answers. On Piers Morgan Uncensored, the host didn't waste time. He leaned in, looked Lammy right in the eye, and said something along the lines of, "David, people deserve to know what happened behind closed doors yesterday. Why the secrecy?" Lammy froze for half a second. You could almost see the calculation behind his eyes. Then, the eruption began. Lammy's voice shot up. His words came faster. "Secrecy? There was no secrecy, Piers. You're trying to create drama where there is none." But Piers wasn't backing down. He countered cool, deliberate, and with that trademark smirk. If there's nothing to hide, why wasn't the press invited? Why did Labour officials tell reporters the meeting wasn't happening? And that's when it happened. Lammy snapped. The studio fell silent as he slammed back. "I'm not here to be cross-examined by a talk show host looking for clicks. I'm here to discuss policy, not gossip." But the damage was done. The clip went viral within hours. Social media exploded. #Lammy vs. Piers started trending across the UK. Some viewers praised Lammy for standing his ground, others said it was a complete meltdown. One comment read, "Piers exposed Lammy live on air. The truth always slips when the pressure's on." Another defended Lammy, saying, "Piers Morgan interrupts and provokes to get a reaction. Lammy just refused to play along." But regardless of which side you're on, everyone could agree on one thing: it was one of the most intense on-air clashes of the year. Now, here's what makes this story even more interesting. The meeting in question wasn't just any ordinary discussion. According to insiders, it involved key donors and strategists shaping the Labour government's next policy direction, particularly on foreign affairs and the UK's position on upcoming global conflicts. When reporters tried to confirm the meeting, officials reportedly declined to comment. That, in itself, set off alarm bells. So when Piers brought it up live, unfiltered, in front of millions, it hit a nerve. Political analysts are already weighing in. One former BBC editor said, "Lammy's reaction was emotional, not strategic. He let Piers control the tempo, and that's never a good look on live TV." Meanwhile, supporters of Lammy argue that the media is deliberately targeting him because he's seen as a possible future Prime Minister. One Labour insider even told a local paper, "They're rattled. Every time Lammy gets traction, someone in the media tries to trip him up." But here's the thing: Lammy's confrontation with Piers isn't just about that one moment. It's symbolic of something bigger happening in British politics right now. The growing distrust between politicians and the press. The constant back and forth between accountability and media spectacle. And the struggle to control the narrative in a time when one viral clip can make or break a career. Piers Morgan knows exactly how to play that game. David Lammy may have underestimated how ruthless it can get. And while some in the Labour camp tried to downplay it, saying the Foreign Secretary was simply defending himself against unfair provocation, others privately admitted the optics weren't great. "Every headline this morning was about the argument," one party staffer said. "Not about the actual policy. That's the problem." Meanwhile, on the other side of the aisle, conservative commentators wasted no time seizing the moment. Talk shows, podcasts, and social media pundits replayed the clip on loop. One headline even blared, "Lammy loses it live on air." But supporters fired back, accusing right-wing media of blowing things out of proportion. Still, the truth is, perception often matters more than intent in politics. And if you're wondering where this leaves Lammy, well, that's the million-pound question. Because this wasn't just a TV spat. It was a test. A test of composure, credibility, and control. Lammy's been positioning himself as a strong, principled voice within Labour, someone ready to stand toe-to-toe with international leaders, to restore Britain's global credibility. But moments like this, they linger. They get replayed, analyzed, meme-ified, and sometimes, unfairly or not, they shape public opinion more than actual policy ever could. As for Piers Morgan, well, he's done what he does best. He stirred the pot, dominated the headlines, and made sure his name stays at the center of the national conversation. Love him or hate him, Piers knows how to turn interviews into moments that define careers, and sometimes derail them. So, what happens next? Will Lammy address the controversy head-on? Will Labour close ranks and protect one of its strongest voices, or will the fallout create fresh divisions inside the party? Either way, one thing's clear. That fiery exchange on live TV wasn't just about a question, it was about control, power, and perception. And as one viewer perfectly put it online, in British politics today, it's not what you say behind closed doors that matters, it's how you handle being called out in front of the cameras. Because in this era of instant outrage and viral moments, sometimes it's not the policy that defines you, it's the reaction. And the question now is, can David Lammy recover the narrative before Piers Morgan runs away with it? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure. Everyone's watching. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more political showdowns.